It's always fun to be in the month of October in the beautiful Tennessee Valley, but if you have been in Chattanooga for any length of time, you've probably heard the play on words at the Tennessee Aquarium. It's not October, it's Oddtober. Tom Benson joins us this morning with more fun for the season. Good to see you this morning.
It's always good to see you, Julie.
I don't know who came up with the pun, but I do love it.
Yeah, well, it's something that I think people really enjoy. And, you know, we're not really the spooky place to go, but we do have a lot of animals that are, have this fearsome reputation that's undeserved. And you can go from piranhas to alligators to snakes to all kinds of things like sharks. And what we try to do is unspooky a species and give people the facts about these really cool animals during the month of October when we're celebrating the wonderfully weird side of nature.
I've kind of forgotten how it works, so take me on a tour because my kids are older, so I don't go as often as I used to. I know one of your signature things has always been that underwater pumpkin carving. Do you still do that?
Yeah, we did it at the beginning of the month, and it was always fun to share that with a broad audience on Facebook Live. So folks who want to go to our Facebook page can go back and relive those moments as two of our volunteer scuba divers carved jack-o'-lanterns underwater. And it was a very fun opportunity for us to showcase what our volunteer divers do for fun. And they were wearing costumes, just like they will be wearing costumes during our Aquascarium Halloween party. We have a lot of volunteer divers that wear costumes. That'll be coming up Friday, October 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. here at the Tennessee Aquarium. And this is a great opportunity for members and non-members to come and enjoy the aquarium at night when you see the animals doing some somewhat different behaviors. We encourage everybody to come in costume. A lot of times it's as much fun for our staff to see the guests coming in and their wonderfully creative costumes. A lot of times you'll have families that will come themed out, undersea themes sometimes, or all kinds of things like the Wizard of Oz. So it's really fun to see everybody coming out and enjoying themselves at the dance party and our treat stations throughout both buildings.
I love
and our
that.
our costume divers make some great photo ops for everybody.
So let me ask you something. I think what you said was when you come at night, obviously the aquarium itself just feels different because it's a nighttime event.
Sure.
But you're telling me that the animal's behavior changes at night?
Right. Yeah, throughout the day. I mean, you think about your own routine, right? You do a certain thing in the morning, and then by lunch, you're ready for lunchtime, and in the evening, you're doing different activities. And so sometimes some of those creatures that during the day would be a little bit avoiding the light and getting into darker places, they start to come out. And you can see that in the secret reef where some of the squirrel fish, for example, they have those big eyes and they're used to being in relatively dark conditions. And you'll see those guys kind of moving out into the waters. Sometimes that big alligator snapping turtle during the day is a little bit hard to see, and at night or early in the morning, he's patrolling the water, so you get a close-up look at how dinosaur-like he looks. And so there's really opportunities to see all of the animals in perhaps a little bit different setting and exhibiting some of those behaviors that you may not see during the day.
Are all parts of the aquarium open, like where you have the manta rays that you can go and touch? Is that still part of it, and the butterfly exhibit and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you might see some mermaids at the Stingray Bay Touch Tank hanging out there, and you'll see some pirates throughout the building. All of our staff dress up and really enhance the experience at the treat stations and all of the activities. So it's really a great night and a lot of fun. But throughout the entire month of October, it's just a fun place to come and experience the exhibits during fall break and enjoying the time together, exploring the aquarium and Imax. You know, we've got a couple of great films, Julie, on the Imax schedule right now. Sea Lions 3D, Life by a Whisker, takes you to South Africa where you learn about how conservationists are helping some of the sea lions there. And also you get to see how sea lions have been helped on the California coastline. So it's a really cool story of conservation. And then Wings Over Water is a beautiful film. We just hosted the Giant Screen Cinema Association here at the Tennessee Aquarium IMAX 3D Theater last week. And we had film experts from around the world come. We just replaced our IMAX screen, and we were so proud that all of these experts were wowed by the IMAX with laser system on that brand new screen, and these films really pop on the giant screen. So Wings Over Water takes you to the prairie pothole habitat in the Dakotas, but you see three iconic species: the yellow warbler, the mallard duck, and also the sandhill crane. These are species that are common throughout Tennessee at different times of the year. And certainly, you know, coming up at the end of October, you start seeing a few of those sandhill cranes coming into the Chattanooga area to winter. Some of them stay in the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge for most of the winter, but they're moving from Canada down to Florida. And of course, in January is when we have that big aggregation and the Sandhill Crane Festival comes up. And we're very happy to announce that Marshall Johnson, the person that you just saw featured in that little clip there, who is the Chief Conservation Officer for Audubon National, will be at our theater on November 8th for a special screening of the film and a talk about birds and sandhill cranes in particular. So we're very excited about that.
And did I hear you say, Tom, that the filming of this primarily is in North Dakota? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a really special place. And, you know, most people don't think of North Dakota as being like this hotbed of activity, but I think it's something like 70% of all migratory birds need that habitat in the Dakotas as part of their life cycle. And some of these birds, like the yellow warbler, come all the way up from Costa Rica through Tennessee towards the Dakotas. They breed there and then migrate back southward. And so the sandhill cranes also use that habitat. And it's a great film because it takes you through all 4 seasons. So you get a chance to see how these animals behave, how they arrive, how they nest, how they raise their young. Very intimate portraits of these birds throughout the season, and spectacular aerial footage. Imagine if you could be in an ultralight flying along with sandhill cranes, and that's what this film does. Gives you the ability to not only see them up close in a way that you may not be able to do at the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge, but certainly you wouldn't be able to fly with them or yellow warblers or mallards. And, you know, sometimes I think ducks are even overlooked and underappreciated for what they are.
I've got about a minute left, but I think it's a great illustration too of the fact that so often when you go to an Imax movie, it's taking you someplace across the world. So to see this one focused on an American ecosystem that's so important is, I think, really interesting and can be overlooked. Then you think about the aquarium in our own backyard, and so many of us don't take advantage of you being there. This is a perfect month to do that very thing.
It's a great freshwater story, and I think it also reminds us to get outdoors and explore what's around us because, again, these 3 species are right near our backyard. So hopefully this film gets people excited about sandhill cranes so they go up and enjoy the Hiwassee Wildlife Refuge. I go up there in December a lot of times to avoid all of the people that come in January. Those birds are up there for a long period of time, and they're beautiful, and the sound of them calling, their vocalizations are absolutely stunning.
Well, I've got to let you run, but have fun taking your 3 trick-or-treating at the aquarium. I'm sure that your 3 grandchildren will be well represented.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tom. You can always learn more at tnaqua.org, and I'll play Santa. Don't forget, it's a great holiday gift to put in someone's stocking if you're an early Christmas planner. We're back after this.